Hello everyone, it feels like it's been ages since I last spoke to you. If something's been ages, it means it's been a very long time. So I've not been live for quite a while, maybe a couple of weeks, because I've got so much to handle at the moment. As a lot of you are already aware of, or some of you are becoming aware of, I am pregnant. Yes. I have a bun in the oven and I am now looking at around 10 weeks before my baby is due. So there's lots of things to do, lots of things to prepare. I'm also in the process of potentially moving house. So lots of things going on in that respect. And I'm making a huge effort to make some fantastic, highly requested videos for you, which just take a lot more planning and time to execute. So I'm doing a lot for you, even though you might not see me as often as you used to. It's lovely to be here with you today. Today is not a lesson, today is a session. More specifically, a Q&A session. Lots of you ask me personal questions in the comment sections of many of my videos and on social media platforms. And most of the time, I don't answer personal questions. But once a year, I like to come on and do a session with you and give you a chance to get to know more about me and have a discussion about my thoughts, my feelings, and my views. So I've asked you over the last week to provide some questions, things that you'd really love to know. And I'm going to try my best to accommodate you and answer you as quickly as I can. So I have a big list here. I'm going to get through these. If you do have any additional questions, do throw them at me. I can't guarantee I'll be able to answer everyone's comment, but I will read all the comments afterwards. And of course, I will have my Patron room open as well. So patrons, feel free to put your questions in the Patron Skype room. All right, so the first question comes from Mira. She said, what was your favourite subject at school and why did you end up choosing YouTube? Well, my favourite subjects at school were things that involved art. So drama. I did a dance class for a little while at one of my schools. I changed schools quite a few times. And I really loved English. And that's because I had a very inspiring teacher. I think obviously, you might have a knack for a particular subject, but I think your teacher really can make or break your passion for a subject. So having a good teacher is really, really key to help to inspire and motivate you. Why did I choose YouTube? Well, YouTube kind of chose me, to be honest. Things started happening on YouTube when I was only using it as a hobby, and I enjoyed it. The thing is, I trained as an actress. I am a professional actress and I was working as an actress all the time, but working as an actor is a very difficult thing to do. The work is very sporadic. That means it doesn't happen very often. You can't guarantee you're going to get work. It's also very unsociable hours, and I'm in a very difficult position because I'm nearly, well, this is one of the questions. One of you asked me how old I am. I am 36 and this year I'll be 37. At my age, I need to have some sort of security. And in the UK, normally from the day you start work, you pay into a pension. A pension is a savings scheme for when you're old and you can't work anymore. And then when you're old and you can't work, the money is paid out from your pension. You're supposed to start saving for your pension when you are in your late teens, early 20s when you start work. I don't have a pension because I'm self-employed and because I was an actor, I didn't make any money, so I have no pension. So I'm in a difficult position. But also I wasn't able to save any money. I'm never able to buy my own house. And so being an actor just seemed like a frivolous thing to do. I want to have a family. I want to provide for my family. And I want to be an independent woman. I don't want anyone to look after me. So I thought, well, maybe I should move into something a little bit more secure. So I started teaching. And then teaching moved from teaching in schools and teaching face-to-face with students onto the internet. I started teaching on Skype. It made more sense. It was easier. And then I started teaching via YouTube just by accident, really. And one of you said, marry a rich man. I am with a man who makes more money than I do, but I am an independent woman and I do not like anyone looking after me. So I always pay my own way. I pay my fair share of everything. Nobody pays for me because I like equal rights, and I don't think you can have equal rights and then also be expected to be looked after. So yes, so that I got into YouTube just kind of by accident, and then I loved how I could help people all the way across the world. I loved how I could help people who would never be able to come and meet me in person, so it made sense. So the next question on the list is from Kalpana. Have you ever been to India? Yes, I've done lots of travelling around the world, and I will continue to do lots of travelling around the world. I've been twice to India, only for 2 days. I used to work on a cruise ship, and we would land in lots of different countries, and I would always make the effort to get off the ship and have a look at the different countries. I think it's important to be aware of different cultures, different countries, to get a feel for lots of different places. And so that's what I did. There are lots of places I haven't been to, but hopefully one day I'll be able to say I've been to every country. Hopefully. Okay, so this is Gizu, I hope I've said that right. You've asked me, what's the thing that motivates you the most to reach your goals and to be happy in life? And is there someone who inspires you? What motivates me the most is that life is short. Whatever you believe, this life that we're living right now, that we know exists, we're all here together, this life is short. And I want to make sure that whatever comes afterwards, I have made the most of my time now, because this is definite. This is real. I have my health. I have kind of my youth, and I have the energy. So it motivates me to make the most. It always has, to make the most of my life. My grandparents and my parents are very ill. I lost my granddad quite a young age, and I can see how quickly people can deteriorate from illness and disease. And I don't want to regret anything. So that's what motivates me. Is there someone who inspires me? So many people. There are so many people who inspire me. People who are positive. People who manage to get themselves out of difficult situations. People who set out to achieve and do it. Those kinds of people. Obviously, there are people in the media and people from history who are inspiring, but it's everyday people that inspire me. Everyday people who make the most of their life. What are the lessons you've learnt in life? Ooh, I guess that is just to make the most. Don't think about things too much. I think we spend too much time procrastinating and not enough time doing. I think if you want anything to be done, if it's playing on your mind, then just do it. Just get on and do it, and you'll feel better for it afterwards. Someone always said to me that if you are the kind of person who says, I'll do it tomorrow, then tomorrow will never come. If you are the kind of person who puts things off, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, I'll do it another time, then things never get done. I am much more about just getting things done. And also to be kind to everybody. Being mean, I think it takes a lot more effort to be kind to people, but it pays out so much more. In fact, it doesn't take an effort to be kind to people. You have to bite your tongue sometimes if people are rude or if they don't see your point of view. It can be difficult, but I think we should be kinder in general. You are positive and surround yourself by positive people, you'll have a much better life. That's what I've learnt. And what's my advice for youth? My advice for the youth of today would be to make sure that you are interacting. away from a computer. Of course, the computers are part of our lives, the internet's part of our lives, but it's important to have those personal relationships. It's important to put your phone down for a little while and actually go out, look out at the world around you. The phone will always be there, the internet will always be there, but I see more and more people disengaging with the world, and the world is such a beautiful place. So engage. Oh, Daniel, okay, you're next. You said, how much do you like to swim? I do like to swim, but it has to be in the right place. Sometimes we go to our local swimming pool and they're full of chlorine, which is a chemical that keeps it clean, chlorine. And it's full of people and everyone's splashing around. I don't like that. I like nice calm water, not too much chlorine. Ideally, swimming out in the wild would be beautiful. And do I have a husband or a boyfriend, you've asked me? Okay, so I get this question a lot. Am I pregnant? Are you married? Why are you pregnant and not married? Some people agree with it. Some people don't care. Some people think it's terrible and disgraceful. Here is where I stand. I have a boyfriend. We have been together for 2 years, and he is the love of my life. He is the most wonderful man I've ever had the pleasure to meet. We love each other, and we want to be together forever, possibly. And we decided we want to have children together. Now, marriage is, for us, it's just words. Of course, it's a promise, it's a vow, but actually marriage can be broken. In the UK, people can get divorced. It's not a big deal. We don't need necessarily a promise, a piece of paper, a ring to know that we love each other, to know we're committed to each other. Nothing would really change if we were married. So as far as we're concerned, we were happy to go ahead, to have a child, and maybe at some point in the future, he will propose to me, because I am a little bit traditional. In the UK, men are supposed to propose to women. You can do it the other way around, but if you're in a relationship, the man should propose to the woman, and that's what I want. I want him to propose to me. Weddings are also incredibly expensive, and for one day celebration, spending like £30,000 is an insane amount. So we can't afford to get married right now. But anyway, we're very happy. We're having a baby, and we're going to be very loving and dedicated parents. I'm having a boy. He's kicking me right now. He loves it when I go live. He always wakes up, probably because I'm talking a lot. Yes, having a little boy. We don't have a name yet, and he is due in the middle of October. Okay, so Philippe, when did you decide to start teaching English here on YouTube? I was previously teaching singing, then I was teaching drama, and then that led me into teaching elocution, which is the art of speaking, pronunciation, enunciation, so speaking clearly and confidently. That's what I was doing almost full time. And then people started asking me more and more grammar-based questions and English-related questions, English language-related questions. And so I ended up accidentally teaching English. And so it just seemed to make sense for me to close down my elocution page and start up my English page. Okay? Wow, I've just seen there's 336 of you here watching me sweat here in a very, very hot flat. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are here, please do give this video a thumb up if you're finding it at all interesting. And if you're not a subscriber but you are interested in learning English, I do normally teach lessons. So please do click that subscribe button and the bell notification button so that you are notified when I next do a lesson. Okay, fabulous. So next on the list, how many children have you got? 0, well, half for one right here. We hope to have 2 children is the aim. I am a little bit older than most mothers, so it might be difficult for me to have a second child, but we're hoping to have a second. So eventually I hope to have 2. Do you love the royal family, says Catherine, especially Kate Middleton? Yes, I am definitely a royalist. Especially since watching The Crown. If you haven't seen the series The Crown, I would highly recommend it. It's very good for pronunciation, although their accents are slightly heightened. But they speak very clearly and with a very posh RP, which is received pronunciation. And it gives you a good idea as to what the monarchy does. And yeah, I have a lot of respect for the Queen. I think she puts duty above all else, and I think that has to be admired. There are a lot of people in the UK who don't feel the same way, who don't love the royal family, who think that they are just taking money out of the country and don't really do much in return. I disagree. I think they do a lot for our tourism. I think they do a lot for our relations with other countries. And I think having your heritage and your history is very important. And so I am a royalist, definitely. And yes, I love the new injection of youth that's come into the royal family with the obviously the princes recently marrying and the babies that have come along. Very much a fan. Okay. Oh, this is a heavy question. Yizzy says, what's the biggest problem of humanity in your opinion? The biggest problem of humanity? Well, I think that the first thing that comes to mind is just our inability to be kind to each other. Our inability to live peacefully and fairly so that everyone has a certain standard of living. I think it's insane that there are highly wealthy countries and then incredibly poor countries. I think it's insane that there are wars all the time. It's just, there's no need for it. In this day and age, there is no need for the kinds of atrocities and conflict and suffering that we're seeing around the world. It's not right. And we are intelligent enough to sort it out, so I don't know why we can't. And the damage we're doing to our planet. I think that's one of the biggest problems, our inability to be responsible and stand up and actually do something about it. Before we know it, the planet is going to be beyond repair, and I think it's terrible. Okay, so I'm going to jump down now and start answering some of your questions. Let me first go to my patrons. Hello, patrons. How are you? So I've got all this. Nice to see you alive again. Yes, thank you. Francesca, hello. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. You're a fantastic actress. You perform well in every video. Thank you, darling. That's a really sweet comment. Can I give that a heart? Yeah. Anna, did you say before, I had a nut? Does this stand for to be keen on? From Franco. I had a nut. You can say I'm nuts about something. I'm nuts about something, but I don't recollect saying I had a nut. Francesca, I prefer paying for me too. Oh, so you're also an independent woman. Yes! Hands up for independent women. Whoop, whoop. I don't want a man who pays for me. You're so cute and wise. You inspire me. I'm glad I do. If I didn't do any good, then I would feel like there's no point in me being here. So I'm glad that I can inspire someone. Okay, let's have a look at what you're saying here in the chat room. Ray, hi Ray, it's nice of you to join me. You're swimming. Oh, excellent. Wonderful. Keeping cool. You're in Scotland, aren't you, Ray? I really wish we had your weather down here right now, because in London it's like 32 degrees. Ugh, it's been like this every day for ages. It's horrid. What else are we asking? I'm so sorry to say... I'm so sorry to say, but this is true. It's a big mistake to make love with someone before marriage. And that is where people are different. We all have different opinions. We're brought up in different ways to believe different things, and people give us different advice. Before religion, before language, before we were evolved in any way, we were just like the animals. We made love, we reproduced. In the very beginning of man, everybody did it because marriage didn't exist. And As things have developed, everyone has different opinions of what is right and what is wrong. For us here, and I will answer, someone else has asked me recently, I can't remember who asked the question, but are you religious? No, I'm not religious, not in the slightest. Growing up, I did go to church, and I do enjoy visiting church every now and again. I don't like being preached to. I don't like anyone telling me that I'm damned or that I'm sinning or that I'm going to go to hell if I don't ask for forgiveness. I think it's ridiculous when people say that to me. I think everyone is entitled to worship. Everyone is entitled to believe in whatever they seek comfort in, whatever they believe in. That's fine. But I am not a believer. I believe in science. Some science. I believe in things that can be proven. And I think it's a shame for me because obviously it means that when I die at the end of my life, there's nothing. According to my beliefs, there's nothing. My body goes to dust. I'll be food for the worms and my soul stops. Everything stops. And that is scary. That is a really scary thought. I would love to believe that after I die, there will be an afterlife, that I will go and live in some form of heaven and I will be there with the people that I love. But I don't believe that. I have no proof of it. I haven't been given any proof by anyone to suggest that that exists. And if it does exist, then we'll find out on the day that I die. So that's how I feel about religion. And because I don't have that religious view, I don't feel like I'm being judged by a god. I don't have the same feelings about marriage that someone who is religious would have. Marriage is definitely a religious ceremony. I'm not religious, so there we go. If that upsets you, I do apologize, but you just have to accept that people are different, and that's okay. Just think, more room in heaven for you. Okay, so next question on the list. Next question on the list is, how do you say no without any shyness? I wrote this question down because I thought it was a bit of an odd question to ask, but I'm assuming this is from Vamel7up. I'm assuming you're asking because you're quite shy. So you're asking, how do you say no to something without being shy? You just have to do it. I think too many people worry about what everybody else thinks of them. Too many people stop doing what they want to do because of fear of judgment. And it holds you back so much in life. If you want to do something, obviously something that doesn't hurt or harm anybody else or the environment, then do it. Don't let someone's judgment hold you back. I think it's crazy that we live our lives by other people and by what other people think of us. Like I said, this life is precious. Make the most of it. Do what's in your heart. Do what you want to do. If you don't want to do something, say no. I think it's that simple. Okay, so Tatiana says, are you afraid that your life will change a lot after the baby is born? You'll have less freedom. You won't be able to work or travel, at least for some time. And how do you deal with those fears? Yes, I am terrified about how I will make the adjustment when the baby arrives. I am a very hard worker. I don't have much social time, contrary to popular belief. Contrary to popular belief means despite what you believe, or you might see on my Instagram, if you follow my personal Instagram, the Anna's Big Adventure Instagram, you might see me having lots of fun and doing lots of fun things. That's usually part of work. I work 24/7. I spend very little time relaxing. I spend very little time socializing. I just work. Evenings, weekends, all day, every day, because I'm obsessed. I'm a workaholic. So I worry when the baby comes, how do I continue to serve my audience, to serve my followers, my students? How do I continue to be an independent woman and make my own money so that I don't rely on anybody else? How do I make enough money to look after my child? But how do I also become the best possible mother I can be? It's worrying. I will have to make sacrifices. I'll have to make big sacrifices, but obviously my child will be the most important thing. And I want to make sure that he has the best experience that I can provide for him. So I will work it out. So I am scared, but like I said, I'm not going to spend all my time worrying and being afraid, because fear doesn't achieve anything. Okay, what is your dream, is what you've also asked me. My dream is just to be happy every day and to make sure I leave a mark on the earth, that I inspire people, that I change people's lives, that I help in some way. And now, of course, to be a good mother. That's the most important thing. I do have to say a huge thank you. I saw someone dropped a super chat, the Brazilian Way Show. Thank you so much. That's really kind. You know that if you drop a super chat, you can put a comment with it so that your comment stands out. What it'll do is it sticks to the top of the page so I don't miss it. Okay? So if you if you super chat anyone in the future, then you know to make sure you write a comment with it so that your comment is seen. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Okay, the next question. This is another heavy one. Pablo says, I was wondering, if today is your last day on the earth, what would you like to do for the last time? Oh, this is such a hard question. I'd want to go somewhere incredible, somewhere, I don't know. I don't know. I would want to go out and have fun and enjoy the world with the people that I love, probably with my boyfriend and my baby, and do something really fun, like, I don't know, surfing or diving or climbing a mountain, and have the best food with the best wine and an incredible pudding. I love pudding. That's what we sometimes call dessert. So I've got a very sweet tooth. If you have a sweet tooth, it means that you are fond of sweet food. So I'm very fond of sweet food. I have a sweet tooth. And so just good food, good company, and an incredible adventurous day out would be how I'd like to spend my last day on the earth. Okay, the Brazilian Way Show, you've just asked, what will the name of your baby be? Oh, naming the baby is such a difficult job. I've literally spent hours with my partner going through so many names. We have a list now, a short list, but we are just going to wait until he is born, and then we're going to see how we feel about the names that we've chosen. Do they suit him? So we don't have a name just yet. Mo Safe said, do you watch other English YouTube channels like Rachel, Kangaro, Papa English, Z American English? I don't know that one. Stuff like that. Yes, I do, and I'm in touch with a lot of the other English channels. We have a Facebook group. You may or may not know this. We have a Facebook group, and we're also, lots of us are friends on WhatsApp. We regularly see each other at the YouTube studios, at YouTube-based events and workshops. So yes, I do watch them, and we are friends, and we support each other, and we help each other. It's a nice community, actually. It's a very nice community. You told us previously in one of your videos that you were Jewish. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish. I'm not religious. Yeah, I'm not Jewish. Okay. All right. So what else do we have on this list? Tuko said, is there any place in the world you'd like to visit? Can you speak another language, or would you like to speak any other language, and why? I would love to speak every other language ever. Because I think language is fascinating. I think being able to communicate with people is really wonderful. Is there a place in the world that I'd like to visit that I haven't visited? I have a number of places that I really want to go to. New Zealand for the adventure. Australia, because I've never been. I'd like to go to the Caribbean. Again, I've never been. I'd like to go to more places in South America. I have been to Argentina. Haven't been anywhere else. I'd love to go to Brazil, Uruguay. I mean, I could just name every single place I haven't been to. Every place I haven't been to, I'd like to go, basically. I've been to a lot of places, though. And do I speak another language? Not well. I don't speak any other language well, and that is a shame. It is a huge shame. But that's just to do with time. I try and do too many things, and you can't. You can't possibly. Okay. Next on the list is from Anais from France. Bonjour, ça va? You're a student, you're an English major, and you wanted to ask, are you an English teacher? And if so, which university or high school did you give English tuition? So, like I said earlier, my background is in acting and in speech production and in singing. Those are the things I trained in. I don't have any teaching qualifications. Shock horror, I have revealed this a number of times before. I'm not a qualified English teacher. But as many people say, you can have all the certificates and all the qualifications as a teacher as you like. It doesn't make you a good teacher. What makes you a good teacher is the ability to communicate and to inspire and to motivate. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a good teacher. I'm not saying that I motivate and inspire. I hope I do, and I hope I am. And I constantly spend as much time as I can trying to be better, trying to improve. I just like helping. I am a natural born teacher. I can't help myself. In everything I do in life, I'm always trying to help someone. It's just who I am. I like to correct. I like to help. I like to help people to be better or help them do whatever it is they're doing. So I'm not qualified, but I do always do my very best to make sure I know exactly what I'm talking about and try and deliver it in a way that will be relatable, in a way that you will understand and keep, hopefully, in your long-term memory. So yeah, there you go. Hello, I am Santiago and I'm 16 years old from Argentina. Hola. I started learning English when I was 13 years old, but I have one big problem. I'm afraid to talk with English people because of my pronunciation and my speaking skills. They're not perfect, and I don't want to get embarrassed. And because of that, I've missed a lot of opportunities when speaking with native English people. What advice and tips would you give to me to be more confident at speaking and to not miss out on many more opportunities? We all have it, don't we? I have it where I know a little bit of language. I meet someone who's a native of the language and then I'm shy. I lived in France and I lived in Spain for a little while and I was so shy. I couldn't speak to anybody, so I didn't have a chance to practice. So I know exactly how you feel, Santiago. Having confidence, it's all about your frame of mind. I tend to think about how angry I'll be with myself if I allow an opportunity to slip by. If I try to imagine myself in future, then it helps to inform myself in present. So if I'm scared, I just think how I'm going to feel after the moment has passed. And I tell myself off and go, oh, don't do it. Just be brave. And usually that helps. You also have to think, obviously you're young, but people are just people. What is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they say, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. And then you just go, okay. And then you leave it. It doesn't matter. The world won't end. Nothing bad will happen from you trying to have a conversation with a native. So if any of you out there struggle with confidence, you just have to get yourself into a more positive mind frame by thinking about the worst case scenario and realizing it's not that bad. Okay. Bless you, Strongwit. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you here. You've dropped a super chat, and your question, you said, Anna, I also thought your ancestors were from Greece or Italy. So my heritage, apparently my great grandparents were, on my mother's side, they were Irish. No. Yes. On my mother's father's side, they were Irish. It gets so confusing. Some Irish and then some Romany Gypsy, apparently, is the ancestry. But I haven't done one of those. You can do a DNA test these days to find out what your heritage is. So maybe I should do that. That would be quite interesting. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if I believe it's true, though. I don't know if it's just a scam to make you part with your money. And I think you have to give a bit of blood. I don't like the idea of giving my blood over to be... I'll be cloned or something. Okay, so... Any tips in order to be a good teacher, says Angelo. Yes, to be a good teacher, listen to your students. It's all about your students. If something isn't working, it doesn't mean you're a bad teacher. It just means that doesn't work for those students. So do something that works for them. Ask them how they feel. Ask them if they've enjoyed something, what else they would like to do, how they would like to work. Vary your styles in order to try and accommodate everybody. I think that's the best piece of advice I can give. Okay, what else do we have? Caesar says, do you think that a person can be bilingual only by watching videos on YouTube? It's a good question. I think anything is possible, but I think it would be difficult to be completely bilingual simply through YouTube. Not impossible, but very difficult. And the reason I say that is because I don't feel that there are any channels that are structured and thorough and complete enough to give you the full language. Plus, there has to be a diverse learning that goes on. You can't just learn a language simply, I say can't, it's very difficult to learn a language simply by watching, listening. You need to learn through writing, through speaking, interaction. There's a lot of elements that go into being fluent in another language, so I think very difficult, but not impossible. Okay? All right. The Moon Princess. You've asked a very strange question. I'm not sure I fully understand it. You said, can you empathize with many of your... empathize. Can you empathize with many of your compatriots' distaste for American English? I'm not quite sure exactly what you're getting at with that question, but let me just be clear. I don't have distaste for any accents, for any languages. Why would I? I love language. Of course, I'm English. I speak British English. I know that many people around the world learn American English. Many people, because it's more familiar to them to hear American English in media, many people prefer American English. And that's fine. I don't have a beef with that. That's a little bit of slang. If you have a beef with something, beef like the meat, to have a beef with something is to be cross with it, to be angry with it, or to have a problem. I don't have a problem with people preferring, liking, learning American English. For me, what's important is that you are confident in your communication skills. And if I can help, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here for. So I don't want to say I don't care, because that sounds like I don't care. But I don't care. If you want to learn American English instead of British English, if you prefer American English, it's fine. It's no skin off my nose. There's another saying. If you say it's no skin off my nose, it means it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't change anything for me. I just want anyone who does watch my stuff, I just want you to be happy. That's all. Okay, Lorena says, tell us something about your love story. Oh, when and where did you meet him, and how long have you been dating? Well, I said a little earlier that we've been dating for 2 years, which is relatively short. Relatively short to be dating before you have a baby. But when you know it's right, it's just right. And we are both old enough to know that this is a real deal. It's the real love that we've wanted in our lives. The thing is with my boyfriend is we were friends for about a year before we got together. And that's where our relationship is very strong, because it's built on friendship. It has solid foundations. It wasn't built on lust or anything like that. It's built on friendship, and then love grew from friendship. And he's just a wonderful man. We met through a mutual friend. My friend introduced us, thought that we would be good together. So she introduced us, and then we just decided, no, we're just going to be friends. We don't like each other like that. We'll just be friends. And the friendship grew and blossomed, and then that turned into love. And yeah, he's just a wonderful man. Cristiano, I give up. What do you give up? What do you give up? There are lots and lots and lots of comments coming in. So if anyone's getting frustrated that I'm not answering comments, just bear with me. I've got a few questions to go through here still, and then I'll come back to the comment sections, okay? All right. So I hope that helps, Lorena, to give you an idea of my love. Rascal Boy has said, would you accept at your house one of your followers to live with you for a long time? Honestly? No way. No. It's like saying to any teacher, would you accept one of the students from your classroom to come and live in your house? That's it crosses the line between professional and personal relationship. I think it's difficult here because obviously I teach in a very familiar way. I am not the formal kind of English teacher that you might be used to. I don't stand in front of a whiteboard. I don't wear outfits up to my neck and cover everything up and speak in a very serious way. I'm myself. I'm relaxed, and I teach you in a very friendly and familiar way. And I consider us to be a community, to be like a huge, loving family. And I care deeply about your development, but I would not cross the line and let you live in my house. I think, to be honest, I would have reservations about having my friends live in my house. If they were in trouble and they needed a place to stay, of course I would put them up for a few nights. If you put someone up, it means that they stay with you for a few nights because they need to. But I wouldn't allow a student to come and live with me for a long time. That would just be a bit strange. Anyway, moving on. Oh, here we have a serious question. Okay, from Maga. What do you think about immigration and refugees? All right, so this is twofold. Firstly, what do I think about immigration? All right, so firstly, let me just say that I don't know enough about immigration to make a fully educated and informed judgment on immigration. But from what I know and from what I understand, I believe that immigration is a good thing. I think it helps economies. I think it's important that every country has an inclusive immigration policy. I don't think that completely closing down the borders and stopping any immigrants from entering the country is right. I think it's harmful for countries to not allow a free flow of people. I know in the UK we have a lot of immigration. I don't know what Brexit is going to do to our immigration. I think it's very upsetting for those people who have been asked to leave the country. I think the foreigners who come into the UK provide an awful lot of value, especially to our workforces. We have a lot of skilled professionals here. Many of our doctors, our surgeons, our health professionals in general. Many of our services are provided by non-native English people. And I think it's important. But obviously immigration is always a tricky subject, and here with Brexit and in America, I know they're clamping down on immigration, and I think it's a shame. But I'm not a politician, I'm not an economist, I don't know enough to really know what I'm talking about. Okay, what do I think about refugees? Same sort of thing. I don't know enough about refugees to speak in an educated way about it, but my basic belief is that no human being should be denied the basic of human rights. Every human being should be entitled to live in peace, in a safe environment, have shelter, have clean water, have the ability to earn money to look after themselves. And I think the way some refugees, the way the news depicts it, I see some refugees are living in terrible conditions. From what I see on the news, it's very hard to know what is real and what is not real these days on the news. But from what I see, I think there is a terrible problem with refugees not being properly looked after, not being integrated in the right way. And I think it's a travesty. I think it's bad. I think everyone deserves a nice life, a comfortable life, and the opportunity to make a better life for themselves. And if they come from a war-torn country, that's not their fault. So why should they not be given an opportunity somewhere else? That's how I feel about it. Okay, so carrying on. Mouthwash Typhoon says, what is your least favourite English word and which word do you think sounds the most disgusting? This is difficult. It's like saying, what's your favourite film? Oh, gosh, I don't know. I love language, but with that, there are also some words that I don't like. Usually, it's the very bad swear words. The very bad swear words I don't like. I do swear. I'm going to be honest. I do swear. Not a lot. I don't swear a lot. I was going to say a lot. I do swear regularly in my daily life, in my personal life. I say bloody a lot. English people tend to. I sometimes say the bad F word if I'm very upset. For emphasis, I might use it. You know, I can be a fiery woman, and language is there to express, to help express, and swear words help you express. But there are some words, if you see my swear word video, you will know which word in particular that I just don't like. Don't like, never use, don't like to hear other people using it. Okay, moving on. How do you keep up with your learnings and what way do you find time for other projects in your life, says Francisco. As I said before, I'm a workaholic and I have a real problem actually with time management. Just last night, for example, I was in tears at the end of the night because I'm pregnant, of course, so I'm hormonal anyway. It's very hot, which doesn't help. It makes me a bit more emotional and tired. But because I don't make enough time for myself or for my loved ones, my friends, my family, I work too long. I get up at 6 and we work till me and the baby. We start working around 7:15 and I work through usually at the moment around 9-10 o'clock at night. And I can be going to bed with my phone in my hand, still sending emails, still setting up meetings and doing all sorts of things. And it's very difficult to constantly be working and never have time just to switch off. So I don't have much time and I need to be better. Hopefully the baby will sort me out. Okay, we are getting to the bottom of this long list of questions. Riyadh says, what is the most common accent in the world, American or British? I assume you're talking about English, the most common English accent. In terms of between British and American, it's American. Most schools around the world teach American English, and British English is quite rare. So there you go. Okay, so Zelzka. I really can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but you've asked, what's your favourite fruit? Do you like drinking tea? Do you have a pet? And who's your favourite writer? Okay, fruit. I love all berries. So strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. But I love all fruit. At the moment in my fridge right now, I have blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, bananas, mangoes, kiwis, and a melon, a pineapple. I think that's it. So I've got 8 types of fruit in my fridge right now, and I've got purple fingers. Which I've got purple fingers because I had beetroot for my lunch. Do I like drinking tea? Yes, I'm British. Tea is part of our blood. We love tea. At the moment, I drink mostly herbal tea because I'm pregnant. You can't really take caffeine. Do you have a pet? No, but hopefully when I move house, I will be free to get a pet. At the moment, I rent and we're not allowed any animals in this flat. Who is my favourite writer? I'm ashamed to say I can't really give you one other than Shakespeare. I do read, but I don't read enough, and I certainly don't read enough to have a favourite writer that I can just tell you. Okay, Kareem says, have you ever visited Egypt? Yes, about 4 times. I visited Egypt a lot. I went last October for a week diving. I've been to Cairo a few times. And so, yes, I have visited Egypt many times. Caesar says, tell us about your longest relationship and why you guys split up. Oh, okay. My longest relationship was 7 years. It was a long time ago now. I was 22, 24. I can't remember. I was in my 20s and I met this wonderful guy. We were such close friends. He was such a wonderful man. We were together for 7 years, but in that time, we spent a lot of time apart. We were both actors, so we were both doing different jobs in different parts of the country. And when you spend a lot of time away from someone, you grow and change. You become a different person, and we grew apart. We became different people, and so we didn't really know each other very well anymore. And we broke up. It was mutual. We just didn't feel very happy. It wasn't a bad breakup. It was sad. It was terribly sad. He was a very good friend, and so it was sad to lose him, but I didn't love him anymore. Not in the way I should. And so we parted ways. And I'm glad because now I have the love of my life. Okay. What do you think about a person who gives up learning English and every time when he sees a language on TV or the internet gets upset because he didn't learn it? That's from Philippe. Philippe, I think anyone who gives up on their dream, I feel sad for them. I feel very sad for them. I don't think anyone should ever give up on what they believe in because life is short. Follow your dreams. Fight hard for what you want. Language is accessible. There's so many resources out here now available for you. So no excuses. Get on and learn that language. Okay, Jamal says, what do you think about Arabic language and Islam? Okay, so what do I think about Arabic language? I mean, that's a weird question. I don't really know much about Arabic language. I've never learned the Arabic language. I love all language that I come across. I find language fascinating, so I don't really have a feeling about it. So I hope that answers your question. What do I think about Islam? Islam, it's a religion like any other religion. Obviously they're different, but they're all religions to me. I'm not religious. Like I said, I don't have a problem with someone believing. I don't have a problem with someone being religious, whether they're staunchly religious or whether they're slightly religious. As long as they don't preach at me, as long as they don't judge me publicly in my face, as long as they don't hurt other people in the name of religion. I think one of the biggest travesties for all religions at some point have been used as an excuse to wage war and to kill and to maim and to do a lot of damage. And I don't agree with conflict. I think any problems can be resolved without violence. And so my opinion about religion is as long as it's peaceful and it's kept to yourselves, for those who believe, I that's fine. Live and let live. Love and let love. Love and believe in what you want to believe, but don't kill people over it. Don't judge the whole rest of the world. So I hope that answers your question. And that goes for all religions. I'm not just talking about Islam now. I'm talking about, the Christianity, Catholicism. All these religions have all had a bloody past. There's been bloodshed and war in the name of religion. And I think that's bad. All right. So moving on. That was a heavy question. Nearly at the end here. How old are you? I've answered that one. Would I go to Costa Rica? Yes. Are you paying? I'm joking. I pay for myself. Yes. I've never been to Costa Rica. I'd love to go some point in the future. I do have another YouTube channel where I do a lot of traveling. I do travel guides. I do adventures. It will also be a vlog about my baby. It's a more personal channel. So if you're interested in the travels that I do, come and follow me on Anna's Big Adventure. Anna's Big Adventure is very easy to find. Tattoos. So Deity says, have you got any tattoos? No. Would I ever get one? I always toy with the idea. To toy with an idea is to play with an idea, to think about something. You're like, should I? Shouldn't I? You're toying with it. You're playing with it. So I always toy with the idea. I've always toyed with it since I was like 16 years old. I thought about different tattoos that I might like to get, but I never got a tattoo because I'm an actress, and I always thought if I got a tattoo, I might stop myself from getting a job. You know, if I got a big one on my chest, on my arm, it might stop me from playing a Shakespearean character or something. And so I never did. And now I'm older and I'm not really acting anymore. I'm just focusing full time on YouTube. I think, well, I could get a tattoo now, but now I'm older and my skin is getting older and it's becoming wrinkly and saggy. And I just think tattoos on saggy, wrinkly skin aren't as nice as tattoos on beautiful, young skin. So probably I'll never get a tattoo. Or maybe one day I'll just go, oh, I'm just going to get a tattoo and I'll get something crazy. I don't know. Okay. Nearly at the end now. What would you like to do in the future? Just more of the same? More adventures, more travel, more videos. I want to be better at what I do. I want to constantly improve and eventually make the most amazing videos and have a good time while I'm doing it. Who are the most important people in your life? The closest people to me, my boyfriend, my baby, my mum, my family in general. And that was from Gowrie. Thank you. Okay, I've got 2 more questions here. Oh no, a few more than that. Okay, so I've got Eureka. Hi, Eureka. It's been a while since I've spoken to you. I hope you're well. You said, what's the most important thing you would like to teach your child? I want to teach my child, there's a few things. I want to teach my child not to be scared, to be brave in life. I want to teach my child to be kind. That's very important to me. I want him to be a kind and likable person. I want people to feel good when they meet him. And I want him to I want to teach him that he has to work for what he wants in life. I think too many people have this expectation that they're entitled to something, especially in the UK. We have this entitlement view. A lot of people have this entitlement view that they're entitled to something from the government at any point, that I'm sick, the government should pay for me. I can't work, the government should pay for me. I don't want to work, the government should pay for me. I'm still living with my family should pay for me. And although in some circumstances, of course, we need benefits, we need to be looked after, I don't think anyone should feel entitled to anything. I think you should always work and be independent and work hard and work at a job that means something. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong to think that, but I want to that's what I want to teach him. To have a value for money, to value it and what hard work means. Okay. What do I think about non-native English speakers who mix American and British accents? Terrible. I'm joking. It doesn't bother me at all. I think, as I say always, as long as you can be understood, that is the most important thing. It's frustrating when I hear people get themselves into trouble or cause problems for themselves because they have miscommunicated, because the grammar's wrong or the pronunciation's wrong, and people take them the wrong way. Normally, it's a case of taking your manner the wrong way, so thinking that a non-native is being aggressive or being rude, when in fact they're not. They're just natives are misinterpreting how they've said something. And I find that frustrating, and it must be frustrating for non-natives as well. So accents don't bother me. Speak in whatever accent you want, but as long as you're clear and you can be understood, then that's important to me. Where do I live, and what are the most beautiful places in the UK? I live in on the outskirts of London, so I live in Greater London, and I would say the most beautiful places in the UK. Oh, it's so difficult. I can quickly reel off some good places to go. Cambridge is beautiful. Stratford-upon-Avon, which is near Birmingham, beautiful. The cities are all great, but you want to get out into the country. Down on the south coast is beautiful. Over Wales is beautiful. Most of Wales is beautiful. A lot of Scotland is beautiful. The Lake District. There's lots of wonderful places to go and visit in the UK. London is very different to the rest of the UK. People who visit the UK, I always recommend go somewhere else. Don't come to London. Or if you come to London, come for a few days, but go out and actually experience England, because London is a hub of it's a mixing pot of so many different cultures, so many different people who come and just congregate in London. So it's not really representative of the UK at all. It's very different. So I'd say get out there and go and see what the country is really about. Okay. Why should you be hired? Says Shabab. Why should I be hired? Because I'm the best one for the job. That's a very open-ended question. That's very difficult to answer because I don't know what the job is. I should be hired because you want me. That's why. I don't know. Okay. What do I think about racism? What do most people think about racism? I would hope that most people think racism is dreadful, and any kind of hate makes me sick. When people hate for the sake of hating, it makes me feel physically ill. It stresses me out. I don't think that anyone should judge a group of people based on one experience, or based on one person that they know, or based on views that have been passed on to them by other people. So any kind of hate of a culture, of a people, of a type is wrong. It's small-minded. I think be open-minded, go and meet people, and you can't possibly say that a whole group of people are exactly the same. That's absolute rubbish. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique, and I hate it when anyone is judged for being a certain age, a certain colour, belonging to a certain religion. That we're not the same. No one is the same. So I think anything that polarizes a group of people is wrong. And I really hope that at some point we get our act together and stop it. Gosh, it's a very heavy session. This is very different to the last Q&A that I did. Do you get financial benefit from your videos on YouTube? And if you do, then how much? Okay, this is from M. Aktham. Okay, interesting question. I did do a video on my other channel a long time ago about exactly how much I earn from doing my YouTubing stuff. Sorry, that's my knee. Let me put my knee down. It's very hot. How much do I earn? Okay, so yes, my videos on YouTube do make money. When you see an advert being played on the banner at the bottom or before the video, and you can press the skip button to pass it. Those ads are put on my videos by Google, and Google take money from the advertisers for doing that. Google will then pay me a small percentage of that payment. It's not very much. I think people assume that when they see someone who's got a lot of subscribers or a lot of views, that they must make lots and lots of money. Thousands of views doesn't equate to thousands of pounds. Millions of views does not equate to thousands of pounds, never mind millions of pounds. It doesn't work that way. They basically pay you like pennies per 1,000 views. It's a very, very small amount, and it really depends. It's different for every video. So for example, one of my videos could be making say $15 to $20 a month, whereas another much more successful video might be making no money at all. It really depends which country that video is popular in. It depends on the content of that video, whether advertisers want to advertise on that video. So it varies. Now I'll tell you, I'll be honest, why not? I'll be honest. This month, last month, I've just been paid. Last month on this YouTube channel, I made, I think it was $400 US dollars. So transfer that, it's about £300 from YouTube. So I made £300 from YouTube. Now normally, for a month, the minimum wage pays about, I think it's like 1,300, 1,400 a month or something like that. The average person, that's the minimum, the average person will earn between £2,000 and £3,000 a month in London. I earn £300 from YouTube. So I hope that gives you a clear idea. And this is why I have to do additional advertising. This is why I mention those brands. This is why I endorse brands in my videos. I know some of you find it frustrating, but it's what I have to do. I do have certain levels and certain standards. There are a lot of brands I've turned down and turned away because I don't think it's right for you, or because I don't agree with what they do. I don't like the company, or they've just been completely wrong for you as an audience. But yes, I do make some money. It's a very small amount of money. But yes, I do have to work. I teach privately mostly to make ends meet. To make ends meet is to make enough money to pay all your bills. So I hope that answers your question. What else do we have? You said also, you asked in one of my old videos recently, I talked about a giveaway. Yes, a giveaway for a subscription to Cambly. And I did say that the winner will be announced on the 24th, I believe. So there's still quite a few weeks for people to enter. And then the winner will be picked and announced on the 24th of August. So if you're still waiting to find out, the announcement will be made in a live session on that date. Okay, so you're still in with a chance. If you would like a free subscription to Cambly, then which is one-on-one lessons, it's a monthly subscription and giving away, then I think it's on the writing tips video, or the listening tips video. I can't remember which one, but one of the recent ones. Go and check it out. Enter. It's very easy to enter, and you may win a subscription. Okay, so the last question now on the list, and I'll do a few chit chats with you in the chat box, and then we'll call it a day, and I'll go and jump in an ice cold bath. It was Adonis said, what towns, cities and areas are best to visit, in your opinion, when first travelling to England? As an English-speaking foreigner from the States who is not very knowledgeable about the country. So what are the best cities to visit? Are there safe spots and sketchy areas? If so, where is sketchy? It means it's a bit dangerous. In every country, there are areas that feel more safe than others. There are areas that have higher crime rates than others. But I don't really know enough about crime rates to give you any strong advice about staying safe. I think I have been to very dangerous places, or apparently very dangerous places, in lots of different countries, and never have had a problem. I've been to apparently very safe places in very safe countries and been robbed, or got myself into trouble or in difficult situations with very dodgy people. I think it's about how smart you are. You know, if you're street smart, if you're wise, then hopefully you will avoid any problems. Generally, I don't walk around the streets of London and find myself getting into trouble. I've never felt unsafe in London. But any other place, I don't I don't think there are any dangerous places to really worry about. Are there nice places to visit? Absolutely. It really depends what you're into. If you're into doing outdoorsy stuff, then you want to visit the Lake District, or you want to visit Wales, for example, or Hereford or Surrey. Just, it's difficult for me to pinpoint anywhere. It's best to do your research, figure out what you want to do while you're here, and then find out what the best places are for that. Okay, so now it's on to your questions live here. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been over an hour. Goodness me. All right, let me have a look at my lovely patrons. I do want to say huge thanks to my patrons, actually. You've been very patient with me, and you've also helped me so much to grow this channel. Yeah, I've got lots of rewards coming for you. I've got lots of notes on the go, ready to drop into a Dropbox for you for this month. So thank you very much. Your hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. So Aldous, you've said, even it's hard to get the courage to speak with a native speaker in their language. When you do it, and when they understand you and you understand them, it's an amazing feeling. Thanks for that, Aldous. Yeah. When you do finally communicate with a native in their own language, it is an amazing feeling. And that's something worth trying for, right? You've also said, what's the weirdest food that you've ever eaten while travelling abroad? The weirdest food. I guess the weirdest food. All I can think about is when I ate. What did I eat? I ate a weird seafood once when I was in Norway. I can't even remember what it was. It's a difficult question. I can't give you an answer to that. I don't know. Okay, let me jump over to the chat room. What do we have here? What are your thoughts on Native American indigenous people of America, about their culture and their language, etc.? What are my thoughts on them? I don't really have an opinion. I know that a lot of them feel very suppressed, and I think that's terrible. I've seen some documentaries where they're treated very badly, and considering that they come from the people who were originally in America, I think it's a really bad way to treat those people. But I don't have. I don't know. I can't really comment on things that I don't have much knowledge and experience of. I do like your lectures. You inspire me to learn a lot more about English, and I look forward to, I'm looking forward to prepare for my IELTS exam. Well, good luck with that. And thank you so much. I'm glad you find this inspiring. Hello, Amal. How are you? You've said anything else about you other than teaching, music, and adventure? Is there anything else to me? I cook very good fajitas, which is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. If I can bring myself to stand over a hot stove in this weather, in this heat, I will, because I need to feed my baby and I need to feed my man. So yes, I'm good at cooking fajitas. Okay, your videos are very successful in Brazil, says Benedito. Well, if that's the case, then I definitely have to visit Brazil sometime. I do have a list actually in my analytics that tells me the top 5 countries where my videos are viewed. And that list at the moment includes the UK, India, the USA, Italy, and Brazil. So thank you for all of your views and your support. Okay, guys, I've been here for a long time. I'm hoping that you found that interesting and helpful in some way. There were maybe a few words, phrases that you picked up there and just enjoyed listening to English. I really, really do appreciate and love speaking to you all. It's so lovely to read your comments. I'm going to let you go now. Oh, Edson, thank you so much. You just dropped a €5 super chat and said nice videos. Thank you. That's very, very sweet. I will say that if any of you are interested in supporting this channel, you don't have to, but if you're interested in supporting this channel, all donations go towards improving things here, whether it's helping me to afford new equipment. At the moment, I am in the market for a new camera and a new microphone for when I'm filming videos to make the sound even better. Obviously, I'm moving soon, so I want to decorate a new studio to make it really nice and not so messy like this. So if you do want to support the channel and help me to make more content and more often, then you can consider becoming a patron or a VIP member, which is a new function that they've introduced here on YouTube. It's the join button that you see next to the subscribe button down below the video. You don't have to. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. Nothing will change for you. I will still continue to do everything that I do for you. But if you do become a patron or you do become a VIP and you help this community to grow, then I will give you access to all my lesson notes, and that's for pre-recorded videos as well as live lessons now. I'm making notes on every lesson, so you'll get access to those. I will eventually, when the group gets big enough, I'll eventually do private Q&As, private chat sessions with VIPs and with patrons. Not at the moment. I mean, I don't have any VIPs, but there's not a big enough group for me to have a live lesson that would hold enough people. You have access to the Skype group, of course, where we do chat in between lessons, but mostly it's so that you have your comments seen during a live lesson. And for the VIPs, you get a little badge next to your name every time you comment, so I see it stands out, and so that you just become more noticeable to me, so I make sure that I respond to your comments and that I don't miss you. So that's it. If you're interested in supporting, then those options are there. And if anyone does support, some people send me donations each month, just a couple of dollars here and there, and I've never had a chance to properly thank you, so thank you so much. If you are donating or contributing to this channel in any way, lots of you give me a lot of advice. My patrons particularly will send me messages advising me on things, helping me to make decisions that really influence the channel. I do appreciate it. It makes such a difference. Okay, yes, VIP. Someone's asking, what does it mean? It means very important person. Of course, you're all important. It's just a term that we use. It's a silly off-the-cuff term. All right, my darlings, you've all been fabulous. Thank you for sticking with me through this very long session. I really appreciate it. I hope I haven't offended anyone. I'm just being honest, being true to my own beliefs and my own thoughts and feelings. Lots of love from London. I will see you again. When am I next live? I don't know. But I do have videos coming out. So if you click that notification bell, you'll be notified the next time I'm here. And I've got some great lessons coming up for you, so do stick around for those. Also, you can join me on a more regular basis, and sometimes I go live, actually more often at the moment, on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. So those links are down, hopefully in the description box below. Check them out. Lots of love. Stay cool. Stay safe. Speak to you soon.